Welcome back, Year 3, to our final English lesson of the week. Check you've got your sharp pencil, your ruler and your English book. We are going to need to be flicking back through the pages today to locate our story mountain in order to write our story today. So just might just be worth just seeing where that is in your book so you've got it ready. Fab. Can you jot down the date and allo for today? Pause video. Well done. Can you just check you've underlined your date and allo for me with a ruler? Today we're going to be writing a short story. So we've been leading up to this part, haven't we, all week? You've got loads of great vocabulary in your work for today's writing that will help you. We generated lots of great words to describe the setting, adjectives, verbs, didn't we? We then thought about the character. We created our villain. We described the villain, so we know who he or she's going to be. We also thought about how Emily felt being in that hot air balloon, so we've got some feeling words we can look back on. We know a little bit more about the hot air balloon and how it moves. And yesterday we had a go at creating that story mountain, didn't we? And we even made a little word bank inside the mountain with some more words that might be useful. We've got plenty of words and ideas to help us get going today. So I'd like you now to look back over at your story mountain. And I'd like you also to look back over at the vocabulary we've been collecting over the week. I'd like you to spend 5 minutes now looking over it, making sure that you remember all those fantastic word choices that you came up with earlier in the week so that you're ready to write your story in a few minutes. Okay, so pause the video and spend a little bit of time remembering what you've done this week. Fab, well done. We should have a really good idea now. So I'm going to start off just giving you the very start of the story, and you're then going to continue. Okay, so it's going to start off like this. You don't need to copy this, just listening. This was it. Start of her adventure. The parrot landed gracefully on her hand, his claws gently nipping the skin on her index finger. She felt the basket lurch, so she placed her hand on the cushion rail to steady herself. The sun had been shining on it, and it felt warm. A smile crept across her windswept face as she thought about the excitement that lay ahead. This was going to be a memorable trip. So use that to help you kind of get started for the next part, okay, which is when your story mountain comes into play. You're going to first, hopefully, start describing that setting, aren't you, which is the opening next. The final thing I want to share with you before you get going is some optional sentence starters for if you often find writing stories tricky on your own. So they're very much optional. You don't have to use them. Many of you probably won't need to use them, but they are there if we feel like we need a hand. So you could start your next sentence with, whilst the balloon floated across the land, Emily looked all around her and saw the parrot. As they got closer to suddenly, just in time, luckily. So there is some sentence starters to get you going if you're very stuck today. And of course, we've got some conjunctions here for everybody to have a go at using in their writing as well. Okay, so I'm going to leave you to write your story for the rest of today's session. And at the end, have a read through. It might be great to share your story with someone at home of your choice. And just do a little edit as you go, okay? Spend some time on this. We're building up our writing stamina now we're in year 3. It doesn't need to be pages and pages long, of course. It's a short story. Yeah, I can't wait to read these on Dojo. So I'm going to leave you now and I'll see you at the checkout later. Bye then.